nombre es Ana Guajardo, soy la directora ejecutiva de la organización del Centro de Trabajadores Unidos, aquí en el sureste de Chicago. We are a community organization dedicated to fighting for immigrants and workers in the southeast side of Chicago and south suburbs. Somos una organización de fines de lucro aquí ubicadas en el sureste de Chicago y en los suburbios de Chicago que están luchando por la comunidad inmigrante y los trabajadores. We are here today with community members, elected officials, clergy, to decry the Trump administration announcements of raids. We are also here today to demand that the city take action, the city of Chicago take action today to amend the Chicago's Welcoming City Ordinance to make sure that Chicago is truly a sanctuary city on more than paper. Estamos con ustedes hoy como miembros religiosos, miembros de la política, miembros de la comunidad para poder denunciar la administración de Trump por las redadas que están sucediendo en nuestras comunidades. We are here today to say that we are prepared, we are united, and we are not afraid. Estamos aquí hoy para dejar de saber que estamos unidos, estamos listos y no tenemos miedo. To start off, I would like to welcome Father Steve from Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, who's going to do a Spanish prayer, and then Father Matthew from Lebanon Lutheran in Hegewisch. Vamos a tener una oración en español y luego una oración en inglés con el Padre Steve de Guadalupe, de Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe, y el Padre de la Iglesia de Lebanon en Hegewisch.
Oh Dios de todos los pueblos, bendícenos, Señor, y ayúdanos a luchar por el bien de la comunidad, especialmente nuestras familias inmigrantes que están perseguidos y maltratados y acechados solo por querer vivir en paz y trabajar con sus familias. Señor, danos un nuevo corazón para quererlos, para considerarlos parte de nosotros. Guíanos, Señor. Gracias por todas las personas que valoran la dignidad del inmigrante y guíanos en nuestra lucha por sus derechos y por su dignidad. Amén.
Amén. First, I acknowledge that we stand on the sacred land of the Potawatomi people, and that before our nation's borders were created, that indigenous migration routes existed in this land for thousands of years. And with that, I begin. O great Spirit and God of every nation, we give you thanks this day for your love and for your justice and for every human person who is a reflection of your image. Help us, God, to be advocates. Set our hearts on fire for justice, and set your Holy Spirit as a spirit of protection against every family that's living in fear, and pour your Spirit out on the hardened hearts of the men who seek to oppress people because of their race and immigration status. We ask that this nation create laws that are merciful and just and that live up to our creeds. We ask this through Jesus our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Father. We're going to have Angélica Sierra, one of our members, who's going to give a testimony. Vamos a tener a Angélica Sierra, una de nuestros miembros, que va a dar un testimonio.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Angélica Sierra. Yo soy miembro del Centro de Trabajadores Unidos. Somos una organización comunitaria que trabaja por la justicia para los migrantes y trabajadores en el sureste y los suburbios del sur. Estoy aquí para decir que la lucha sigue, que estamos en pie. Sabemos que la administración de Trump quiere sembrar el miedo en nuestras comunidades. Sabemos los efectos de vivir con miedo en nuestras familias, cómo frustra nuestros sueños y nuestras ganas de vivir, y nos hace vivir con estrés constante. Sabemos que la administración del presidente Trump, ICE y la patrulla fronteriza está actuando con una agenda racista. Están utilizando sus amenazas de deportación y detención para criminalizar a nuestras comunidades. Pero también sabemos que nuestra mejor defensa es estar unidos y organizados, listos siempre para actuar. El Centro de Trabajadores Unidos está formado por miembros de la comunidad que se han unido para eso, para luchar. Los invitamos a unirse con nosotros y demandar un fin a estas redadas inhumanas e injustas. Estamos aquí para decir que estamos preparados para resistir. Ni una deportación más, ni una redada más, ni una detención más. Juntos seguiremos compartiendo información sobre los derechos que todos tenemos. Todos tenemos derechos sin importar cuál sea nuestro estatus migratorio. Seguiremos presionando a nuestros representantes para que luchen por mejores protecciones para todos. Se dice que Chicago es una ciudad santuario, pero en realidad todavía no es santuario para todos. Queremos vivir en una nación con libertad y justicia para todos. Y por último, es importante que antes de reportar una redada en la comunidad, llame a nuestra línea de emergencia al 708-996-0930, nuestro grupo de respuesta rápida para verificar si estamos hablando en verdad de actividad de inmigración. Evitemos sembrar el pánico hasta no estar seguros. Gracias.
Okay, I'm going to translate what Angelica just said. Good afternoon. My name is Angelica Sierra, and I'm a member of Centro de Trabajadores Unidos, United Workers Center. We are a community organization that works for justice for immigrants and workers throughout Southeast Chicago and the suburbs of the South. I'm here today to say that the fight continues. We know that the administration of Trump wants to spread fear in our communities. We know the effects that it has to live with fear every day in our families, how it makes us feel horrible and it makes us live our lives with constant stress. We know that this administration, the Trump administration, that ICE and that Border Control are acting on a racist agenda. They are using their threats of deportation and detention to criminalize our communities even further. But we also know that our best defense is to be united, organized, and ready to act. In Centro de Trabajadores Unidos, we're a group that's made up of members of the community that have united before to act. We invite you all to act with us, to stand with us, to demand an end to these raids, these inhuman raids and unjust raids. We're here today to say that we are unafraid and we're ready. Not one more deportation. Not one more deportation. Ni una redada más. Ni una redada más. Ni una más detención. Ni una más detención. Not one more raid, not one more detention, not one more deportation. Together, we are going to continue sharing information about the rights that we all have, regardless of our immigration status. We will continue pressuring our elected officials so that they fight for better protections for everyone in Chicago. They say that Chicago is a sanctuary city, but it is not a sanctuary for everybody, and we will not stop until it is. Okay, so, and finally, I'm here today to say that we'd like to take action as a community. If you see or hear anything in the coming weeks about a raid, please call our emergency hotline number. In CTU, we're going to be ready to act and respond. That number is 708-996-0930. So once again, thank you so much. We're here, we're unafraid, and we're ready to act.
Thank you, Eva. Angelica, gracias. I'm going to invite now our alderwoman from the 10th Ward, Susan Sadowski Garza, who has been a strong advocate for many years in support of the organization and the work we do, but more than anything, always fighting for the rights of our workers. Me voy a introducir a la concejal Susan Sadowski Garza, que siempre ha estado por varios años abogando por la comunidad inmigrante y los trabajadores del sureste de Chicago.
Good morning, good morning. I just want to say one thing. The 10th Ward is united and unafraid. We have always, the 10th Ward has always been a ward of immigrants. We are the ward that built the city of Chicago. Latino, Haitian, Italian, Croatian. It doesn't matter where you come from, Polish. It doesn't matter. We are all united, and we are calling on the city council and the mayor to make sure that we put an end to these discriminatory carve-outs that are leaving people unjust and unafraid. We need to stop. As chair of the Progressive Caucus, I know it's important to make sure that the people all across the city are not worried about going to the store, are not worried about going to school, or walking outside with their families. We need to make sure that we work with community organizations to make sure we get rid of these carve-outs, because we've been working to do that since 2015. 2015. There's community organizations that are working right now with the administration to make sure that we put an end to those. We also would like to have an executive order to make sure that a sanctuary city is something that we just don't talk about, that we do.
Yes.
We need to put an end to the gang database, and we need to make sure that those names and those numbers are not shared with anyone. The 10th Ward is something, the 10th Ward is a ward that's always been strong and united, and we will continue to do so in this fight. Thank you.
Difícil resumir todo esto que dijo, pero prácticamente lo que está diciendo el concejal que está en contra y que le pide a la ciudad de Chicago que pueda eliminar el gang database. So now we're going to introduce our senator for the area, Senator Robert Peters, who's also been very supportive since he took office of our organization and the work that happens in the community. Ahora voy a introducir al senador Robert Peters, que desde que tomó posición como senador en nuestra área ha apoyado nuestra organización.
Hello. I'm State Senator Robert Peters. I stand here in solidarity against the horrid terror of ICE raids. Together with many of the people and organizations here, we in Illinois showed that we are a welcoming state. We passed the RISE Act. We banned private detention centers. We made sure local police can't be deputized as ICE agents. We made it clear that Illinois won't be beaten down by the racism of Donald Trump.
Yes.
But it's clear that we need more power. We need to strengthen local organizing. So my statement to neighbors afraid of the raids, we have your back. We are right here. Your Alderwoman, me as the state senator, us as community organizations, we are here. To those who can join us in this fight. When Reagan attacked black families with the welfare queen and tore the fabric of our communities, it was wrong and it was racist, and we must call out that history. The 1994 crime bill that expanded mass incarceration, it was wrong, it was racist, and we must call out that bad history. It broke families. When Dick Cheney created the Department of Homeland Security, he preyed on our fears and our terror. And it was wrong, and it was racist, and we must call out that history. The line between our prisons and detention camps is direct, and we are committed to breaking down these racist policies. To those who say change is impossible, you sound like those who said ending slavery was impossible. You sound like those who told us that fascism would never come back. We are not in the position of dreaming the possible. We are here to accomplish the impossible. We will abolish ICE. We will end mass incarceration. We will not go down the path of splitting black and brown and white. We will be united to fight back against this right-wing racism. United so that Illinois is a 21st century Illinois, a beautiful Illinois, a united Illinois, an Illinois where everyone thrives, where everyone's together. We will not be broken down. We will unite. Whether it's the 10th Ward or the Gold Coast or Southern Illinois, whether it's Mexico City, it's Sao Paulo, Brazil, whether it's France, China, wherever. We will not be divided by the imaginary lines of borders. We will be united by the common thread that is humanity, that is our DNA. We shall not go back, but move forward. And we stand here today, demanding a vision for the future. And we shall live in that tension, building for it, day after day, night after night, whether it is protest, whether it is calls, whether it is door knocking, whatever we must do, we will build a 21st century Illinois, and it will be a welcoming city, a welcoming state, in a welcoming city, at a welcoming time, and racist Donald Trump will not and cannot defeat us.
Wow, gracias. Solo que no puedo traducir todo eso. Ahora les voy a pasar. I'm going to now have Cynthia, our organizing director, give the call to action and close us out. Ahora voy a pasar a Cynthia, nuestra organizadora, directora de organizadora, que va a terminar y dar una acción.
Cuando luchamos, ganamos. Cuando luchamos, ganamos. Cuando luchamos, ganamos. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Today we are here to fight. Hoy estamos aquí para luchar, para terminar nuestra conferencia de prensa, pero para iniciar nuestras acciones de hoy, vamos a primero pasar con nuestros negocios locales. Aquí somos un área de Chicago que no siempre somos reconocidos por todos los empresarios, los pequeños negocios y la industria fuerte aquí del área. Pero justamente pasaremos hoy en unos pocos minutos con nuestros negocios locales para difundir información sobre nuestros derechos ante inmigración. Sabemos que cuando la migra llega a nuestra casa, a nuestras vecindades, a nuestros lugares de trabajo, tenemos derechos, no importa nuestro estatus migratorio. Tenemos el derecho de guardar silencio, tenemos el derecho a un abogado, tenemos el derecho a no abrir la puerta automáticamente, tenemos el derecho de luchar. Y entonces sabemos que cuando luchamos, ganamos. Cuando luchamos, ganamos. Aparte, estamos aquí hoy para recalcar que aquí en el sureste de Chicago estamos unidos y tenemos una línea de apoyo por si cualquier persona en la comunidad nota cualquier actividad de inmigración o tiene preguntas sobre inmigración o ve lo que piensa que es una redada, por favor de reportar inmediatamente esa actividad a nuestra línea de apoyo. Y ese número es 708-996-0930. Otra vez, ese número es 708-996-0930 en inglés. We're gathered here today to take action because we know that when we fight, we win. So first of all, we're here because in a couple of minutes, we will be canvassing our local businesses. We will be canvassing our small businesses because this is an area of the city that needs more recognition for our strong businesses and our strong industry. And so we will be passing by reminding community members, business owners, that we have rights. No matter our immigration status, we have the right to remain silent, the right to talk to an attorney, the right to fight. Second, we want to remind everybody that if you notice any at all immigration activity, hear of any raid, make sure to immediately report that to our hotline. That hotline is available to you. It is in Spanish and English. And please report any ICE activity before confirming it to the rest of the community. And that number is 708-996-0930. Again, that is 708-996-0930. Cuando luchamos, ganamos. When we fight, we win.
Thank you, Cynthia. Any questions from the press before we end?
I have not heard of any arrests so far, but I think it's the idea that the risk of using this fear kind of plays in its own political theater for Donald Trump's right-wing agenda, and it disturbs people's lives. So whether it's happened or not, I think it's important for folks to know that we are here as a community and we have folks back. No matter if it's here, it's Pilsen, it's downstate, it's Rockford. I think the fact of the matter is we have to show and strengthen in numbers that we have folks back.
correct me if I'm wrong, but this area is considered the first Mexican immigrant community. Sometimes in Chicago we think of the Post as a little village, but how significant is it for you to be here and send that very important message?
Why not just growing up in the southeast side of Chicago and being attending Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, which the Shrine of St. Judas, it brings a lot of history. Personally, for me, it's heartbreaking. In particular, 2 years ago when ICE was people were just walking down the streets and ICE was just randomly stopping people and detaining them or following them after the businesses. But the history here in Southeast Chicago, the Latino history, particularly Mexican history, has been very important for all of us, and our families who worked in the steel plants and the different companies here have contributed for many years, and it's kind of unjust that for many, over the decades, we have been underlooked and underrepresented, but we're hoping to bring more light to this issue, and we're also hoping to come together and united, and this rapid response group that we have, not just with the organization, but we have other community stakeholders in the community organizations, religious people who have been very supportive over the years, and so that's been extremely important for us, in particular for the Latino community, to know that they have churches or places that they can go if they need support. Other questions before we end?
Thank you. How many businesses are you going to target or visit, I should say?
Many as we can.
So we've been working pretty closely with several local businesses for over the years, and they've been very supportive. But let me pass it to Cynthia. Yeah. Last week we started canvassing, going to those friendly employers that we work with, because we're not always going after the bad employers, but we're also trying to highlight the good employers. And so they've been very supportive. We've been putting signs on their windows.
No, I was just going to ask the alderman if she knew like the number of businesses that were operating on this strip alone.
This is our biggest business district in the whole ward. We've been out here for almost 2 weeks, making sure people know their rights, making sure that they know that they have a safe place or people that they can call. So we work together as a community to make sure we bring the correct information. I want people to know that, in the 70s, the late 60s, early 70s, there was 9 steel mills here. 134,000 steel workers lived within District 31. 60% of those were immigrants. We built the John Hancock. We built the Sears Tower. We can't live in fear and havoc of people wondering if people's going to snatch them up. So it's very significant that we're still here fighting the same fight. In the 50s and the 60s, we didn't have this issue. People flocked here. We want to make sure that they still flock here and that they know they're safe.
Okay, bueno, pues gracias. If you want to have individual conversations, just let us know. But thank you for coming. Gracias a todos por apoyarnos. A ver, ¿cómo se dice esto? ¿Cuando ganamos o cómo se va? Cuando luchamos. Ganamos. Cuando luchamos. Ganamos. When we fight. We win. ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. Gracias. Y si se me quedan todos para tomar una foto como grupo antes de que se separen.
I'm gonna step back a little bit, dang it. I need to step back. I just, I'm sorry. Get this group.